Many people believe that happiness requires a major change. But the truth is simpler. Happiness isn't something you wait for. It's something you train your brain to notice. Neuroscience demonstrates that the brain is molded by repetition rather than intensity. Big life events create peaks of joy and euphoria, but daily micro-habits are what actually change who you are. These actions are so small that your mind won't resist them, yet they are powerful enough to reprogram how you live. Today, we'll explore 8 micro-habits to recalibrate your brain chemistry and turn simplicity into your greatest tool for well-being. 1. Morning light exposure. The first habit to train your brain starts before you even say your first word of the day: the encounter with natural light. There is a deep biological intelligence in our eyes. Right behind the retina, a small group of cells coordinates what we call the circadian rhythm. This phenomenon is your body's conductor, deciding when you should be alert, when your digestion should work, and when you should rest. By stepping outside, going to the balcony, or simply opening a window and allowing sunlight to hit your eyes for just 2 minutes, you are sending a direct command to your nervous system. This signal stops the production of melatonin, known as the sleep hormone, and starts the release of cortisol and serotonin, the chemicals that promote focus and emotional stability. Contact with the sky, even on cloudy days, is a way to harmonize your internal clock. It's the act of telling your body that the day has started and it is safe. You don't need to meditate or do complex rituals. Just exist under the light for 120 seconds. This habit builds a foundation of stability that prevents you from starting the day in a state of brain fog or fatigue. When you work with your biology instead of against it, simplicity becomes a physical practice rather than an abstract concept. 2. The visual anchor point. Clutter is a problem that goes beyond aesthetics. It's a problem that takes up cognitive load. Every unnecessary object in your field of vision is processed by the brain as an unfinished task. This creates background noise that drains energy you should be using for important decisions or simply for resting. The second micro-habit consists of keeping a single focus zone strictly clean. You don't need to organize the whole house, which would be an exhausting and often unrealistic task. It's about choosing the 1 square meter where your main work or rest happens and ensuring it's free of distractions. If you're going to write, the only thing allowed is your paper or computer. If you're going to cook, the counter should only have what you're using. By physically removing what doesn't belong to the current action, you shut down the visual distractions your brain is trying to process in the background. This simple organization reduces decision fatigue and mental wear. Having a point of order in the middle of daily chaos works as an anchor. Whenever your mind feels lost, your eyes have a place to rest, where nothing demands your attention. 3. The 5-breath technique. Modern stress is mostly psychological, but the body reacts as if it were physical. When you receive a criticism or feel overwhelmed by an impossible to-do list, your nervous system enters survival mode. Your breath gets shallow, your heart rate speeds up, and your ability to think logically is reduced. The third habit is a breathing pause. Before responding to any stimulus that creates tension, force yourself to take 5 deep breaths. The rule is to exhale for longer than you inhale. This mechanical gesture signals to your nervous system that despite the external pressure, there is no immediate danger. This is crucial to prevent your brain from entering unnecessary survival mode, breaking the reactive cycle where you just react and lose control of your actions. Doing this isn't about ignoring the problem, but about changing the state of the system that will solve it. By taking these 5 breaths, you take back command of your body. It's a habit that prevents other people's urgency from dictating your internal speed. In less than a minute, you move from reactive mode to intentional mode. This is when we stop being dragged by the day and start leading it at our pace. 4. Decompression walk. After a meal or a long block of work, your body tends to become sluggish while your mind stays racing, dwelling on problems you haven't solved yet. The 4th micro-habit is a 10-minute walk, without the pretense of it being a Zen moment. The goal is purely mechanical. The rhythmic movement of your legs helps stabilize blood sugar and process information overload. By walking freely, you start to notice the actual textures of the environment around you, breaking the internal cycle of stress. This method is a tool to maintain productive energy without overloading your mind. This 10-minute break prevents fatigue from one task from affecting the next. You return to your work with a calmer, more prepared nervous system. 5. Positive focus. Your brain discards most of what you experience to save energy. So, if you end the day complaining about traffic, a difficult client, or a rising bill, you are training your mind to focus on problems and ignore everything else. The 5th habit is positive focus. At the end of the day, identify one objective fact that was beneficial. It doesn't have to be a milestone or something that made you euphoric. It can just be a small goal met, a satisfying meal, or the fact that you slept well all night. By forcing your mind to name a specific positive event, you recalibrate your perception. Over time, this practice changes what you notice during the day, and you begin to detect small windows of contentment that were previously invisible. The security that things are under control doesn't depend on big events, but on perceiving that your life is also made of things that work out. To maintain an intentional life over the long term, we need to understand how our reward system functions. If we don't define what brings us satisfaction, we'll spend our lives just reacting to what happens and end the day exhausted. 6. Daily recognition. Many people suffer from productivity amnesia. They work all day, but feel like they accomplish nothing. Our minds rapidly forget completed tasks, shifting their attention to the next issue or the unfinished list. The 6th habit is simply recognizing what you finished as it happens. Whenever you complete a task, no matter how small, stop for 3 seconds. You don't need a celebration. Just tell yourself, "This is done." This simple habit helps the brain register that you were productive and creates immediate satisfaction for the work completed. By doing this, you stop feeling like you're always behind or owing something to yourself. Instead of focusing only on the fatigue, you start seeing real proof that you can handle your responsibilities. This habit turns a busy day into a sequence of finished tasks, which brings much more calm and control. 7. Active pause practice. Boredom and fatigue are the most common triggers for picking up your phone and scrolling aimlessly. The problem isn't the device itself, but the fact that your brain is looking for quick relief and can't find another immediate option. The seventh habit is having a list of simple, visible actions, active pauses that give your brain a break without adding more information overload. Write down 5 things that take less than 5 minutes and actually restore energy. Washing your face with cold water, a quick stretch, reading 3 pages of a physical book, or simply looking out the window and breathing deeply. When the urge to grab your phone arises, choose one of these options. By swapping passive phone use for a concrete action, you regain control over your attention. It gives you the rest you need in a way that actually helps, rather than leaving you more tired. The goal is to stop acting on autopilot and choose activities that actually make you feel positive. 8. Positive feedback practice. Living simply and intentionally doesn't mean isolating yourself. In fact, when we feel disconnected from those around us, stress increases. The 8th habit is simply giving positive feedback. Once a day, send a message or say something productive to someone you interact with. It doesn't have to be a deep or emotional compliment. It can be as simple as, "Thanks for handling that today," or "What you did on that task really helped." This habit takes the focus off your worries and helps you notice what is working around you. When you use clear communication to recognize what others do, daily life feels lighter for everyone. It creates a calmer environment where people understand each other better and tasks flow with less friction. Overall, it's just a way to make coexisting easier and reduce tension in your body and your environment. The key to these 8 habits working is doing them all the time. Living with purpose isn't something you do once and then stop. It's a daily habit that you have to keep up. The worst thing you can do is think that life only changes when major things happen. In truth, it's the little things you do every day that make you feel a certain way at the end of the day. When we stop waiting for the perfect time and start doing better with what we already do every day, life becomes simpler. A lighter life doesn't depend as much on big accomplishments as it does on how you handle and react to the things that are already in front of you.